Hey friends, welcome to Becky Daniels' home. We're back up in the craft room and we're going to make the most beautiful floral arrangement for the mantle. Now listen, if you don't have a mantle, that's okay. You can use it on a shelf. If you've got a sofa table, coffee table, wherever you want a little punch of color, this is going to be the perfect arrangement for you. So what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby and I got thinking about my Valentine garland that we made that is on my mantle. And it's got the reds and the blacks and some little bit of pink and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I really don't want to go the stark, harsh red and the real true pink. So what I found was this really gorgeous, kind of a reddish pink color in these flowers. And I thought they were just so yummy and so beautiful. So that is going to be our red, if you will. And then I have these beautiful kind of a blush pink color that I think marry really well with this palette of our red. And then I'm going to use ivory. And then I really loved this just a little essence of gold in there, this kind of a little yellow gold color. I love that so much. I think it's going to be a really beautiful, just a really yummy, beautiful arrangement. So what's going to happen is we're going to make this and it's going to look beautiful for Valentine's Day. And then it's going to take us all the way into spring. So that's why I'm kind of not wanting to do the real harsh colors, the real punch of red and the real punch of pink. So I didn't want to scream Valentine's Day. So what I have here, sweet friends, is I have this jar that I got at Walmart actually. And I got this rope at the Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is I don't want to be able to see the inside. I don't want to see the foam and the moss and everything on the inside of my jar. So around here, a couple of rows, I'm just going to quickly hot glue this rope onto my jar. And down the road, you guys, if I decide that I want to take this rope off, I can. And the jar is going to be perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm just taking my rope and I'm just hot gluing it onto the jar, and I'm just going to go around until I cover probably, I'm going to leave about a third of the glass showing on the top, and then you'll just be able to see the inside with the leaves and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be really pretty. So I'm going to get going, wrapping the rope around the jar, and then we're going to get busy making our beautiful flower arrangement. Okay, so that took 3 packages of a little bit heavier rope that I got from the Dollar Tree. That is just going to be perfect right there. So we're going to stop at that point. I think it's going to give us just enough interest with the glass peeking through at the top that we can start building our arrangement. So what I have here, sweet friends, is I've got some floral foam. I love this stuff. I like the softer stuff. You can get the harder floral foam, but it's not my favorite for doing these kind of arrangements. So let's just go ahead and cut this. I've got my knife here. Let me see how I need this to go. I'm going to cut this just about where the rope is, just so we don't see the foam through the inside of the glass. So I'm putting some hot glue down into our jar, a generous amount of hot glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and put our foam in there. And then what I have here, sweet friends, is I always save, when I cut the bits off, I always save them so I can kind of tuck in all around. So I'm going to cut this one in half. And I'm going to put this down in here. And then I'm going to put this one down over here. And then I'll cut the other one in half. And then we're going to have it all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue right next door to the piece that we just put in there. A little more hot glue here. I've got my jar. It's an all-purpose jar. I've got the foam in there. So now what I do, sweet friends, is I just have a variety of flowers, different sizes, different heights, and we're going to start with our base. And the base on this particular arrangement is going to be this bush of hydrangeas. These are a really good value. I get these at Hobby Lobby when they're 50% off. So you're going to save a lot of money because one stem of a hydrangea can cost you about, $9.99. So like if you get it 50% off, it's still going to be $5. Where this whole bush was $15.99 and I got it 50% off. So, right around $8. So that's a really good deal for the amount of flowers we're getting and the size of these heads of the hydrangeas. So what we're going to do, sweet friends, is, you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to put a little moss in here. I've got my Spanish moss, and I always keep it right over the trash can because it is messy. But I want to just put a little teeny bit on here. Hold on. I'm going to pull it over the trash can so it doesn't get all over everything. It's all over my sleeves. Okay, just a little bit there. Okay, just in case you look down in there or you see it from the side, you'll see a little bit of the moss. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take our hydrangeas and we're building the base of our arrangement. Some of them are going to go over the bowl a little bit. So this is going to be kind of how we're just kind of layering it, if you will. So let's just kind of plug these in and just see what we have going on here. I've got lineman pliers, but use whatever pliers you have. These are really good and sturdy, and I like them. I use these all the time when I'm doing flower arrangements because they cut through the stems really nicely. Okay, so I do think we have 5, and you know what? If you've been around me for a little minute, you know that you always do odd numbers when you're doing your flower arrangements. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now I have these beautiful hydrangeas. Now these are a little bit better quality that I picked up in the actual floral department at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just obsessing with this color. I think they're gorgeous. I'm going to cut the stem a little bit longer here, and we're just going to kind of build some height, and we're going to kind of build the base as well. So we've got this base built. Now we're going to start building up our color. I want this arrangement to be probably about, it's going to be about 2 times the height of this jar, 1.5 to 2 times the height. You can always, if you're using a narrow container and you're afraid of it tipping over, you can always use landscaping rocks or just some little rocks out of your yard to help weight it down a little bit. Okay, so we've got this going on, and I've got another one of these. Let me go ahead and cut that one. Building the base here. Okay, so this side is going to be a little bit higher than this side, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I am going to come in with some of this yellow. I love this little punch of color. It's going to add a little interest to our arrangement. It's going to give it that little wow factor, so it's just not 2 colors. I don't want it to be all matchy-matchy. This one is going to come up high right alongside of its friend here, okay? There. And then I'm going to kind of bend it a little bit, give it a little bit of movement. So this is what we have so far. I know it looks funky, it really does. And I may have to shorten some of these as we move along, but for now that's looking exactly the way I think it should. Now I've got one of these big daddies, and I think this is gorgeous. So I went with 1, 2, 3. I thought that this was going to add a little bit more interest because I have so many of the hydrangeas. I really just wanted this guy to be kind of the star of the show as well. Okay, this guy is going to go right up in here. Okay, and that is balancing this out really nicely. So I kind of have 1, 2, 3. I've got the white going around the base here. This one, and now I have these bushes. And these are a little bit more of a blush color, and I thought this is going to take place of the pink. So in my on the garland on my mantle, I went ahead and did, like I said, the black, the white, the red, and the pink. But this is just such a soft, beautiful, yummy color. So I'm going to snip some of these off, and they are going to look so pretty against that, what we're calling our red, our pink red color. Really beautiful color. It's going to be so nice to use this for spring. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, you know what? This actually you could keep all the way through summer. You actually could. You could use this all year round. It's not necessarily screaming so spring to me. Sometimes arrangements, you know, when we do our tulips and very specific flowers, sometimes it kind of dictates really more what the arrangement, the season for the arrangement. So what I'm doing, sweet friends, is I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the base of this in between our the white hydrangeas. I'm just going to put these little beautiful pink flowers. So I'm just going to turn this and kind of see where we're at with this. And I think this is gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so now I do have one of these ranunculus in this beautiful red, and then I've got two more in the yellow and one in the white. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm definitely going to put the white is going to be the tallest one. So I'm just going to snip a little bit of this off the base. Like this. Get a little movement here. This guy's going to go right up in the center. Yep, there we go. And I'm going to kind of pull it this way and to kind of give it some movement this way. You see what we have going on here? It looks complete randomness, but it's going to be so gorgeous when we're finished. Okay, I love these colors so much. They just are really making me super happy. I'm going to save this one just to see where we need to lighten it up after we get going here. This one here, now sweet friends, these are very short stems. So if I were to go ahead and cut them all off, I would just have really just a lot of flowers to go around the base. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this on its thick part here, and I'm gonna go ahead and poke that in, and this is going to give me a little bit of this pink color to play with in here. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. There you go. Do you see how I filled that in right there? That's exactly what I wanted to do. Now I need to do the same thing on this side. So I've got another one of these bushes. Let's go ahead and snip some of them off because we might need some more around the base there. I love doing flower arrangements, you guys. I do flower arrangements all year long, and then you know what you do is you can take them, you get tired of them, snip this, pull the stems out of them, and just make another arrangement out of it. I mean, it's so simple to do. If you get good flowers and you love the colors, just mix and match them. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I am all for that, for sure. Okay, I've got another long one here. So I'm coming around and I need to fill in right in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this one in. This is why we need all that extra foam, right? Yeah, that looks so pretty. Ah! Okay, you guys, I'm gonna give it a little bit of movement. I'm gonna pull these flowers around. Gorgeous. This looks so pretty. And I love, do you see how the hydrangeas are just having them draped down a little bit so it's not so structured, so it's not just so stacked on top of one another? That's kind of what I wanted to go for with this particular arrangement with these flowers. Okay, I'm loving this. I'm loving it, loving it. This one here, I'm not sure about that. I'm going to go ahead and, I think I put too much movement on this one. I'm not really crazy about it. I think I'm going to stick it back up there again. Okay, so now, sweet friends, we have another gold, and it's screaming right in here. You can see me. I cover myself up, but right in there, we need to have one of these beautiful gold stems. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this one here, Yeah, I think that's gonna be perfect. It needed a little something right in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this guy way down in there. A little bit lower than this one. I put this yellow one a little lower than that one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull these apart. And I do have this yellow one kind of draping over a little bit with the hydrangeas to give it a little bit of interest there. In this area here, I'm gonna go ahead and plug in one more of these sweet little pink ones, this little beautiful blush pink. It needs just a little something right in here. Go ahead and do that. See that? Just kind of tucked it in there. It's kind of hard to see from that angle, but it just needed a little something right there, okay? Now we're gonna come around and I've got one more of the yellow. So let's go ahead, and this area here is screaming that it needs some yellow. So let's go ahead and do that one. And then we've just got a couple little random ones here. We're gonna plug it in, and that's how simple it is, sweet friends, to make a beautiful arrangement for any place that you want it in your home. Maybe you want it on your centerpiece of your table. This one is going to go on my mantle, but it would sure look beautiful greeting your friends in an entryway. If you've got an entry table, shelf, if you've got a beautiful shelf that needs a little punch of color, you can use these anywhere. So just keep that in mind. Pick out the flowers that make you happy, that you love, that go well in your home, and just go for it and have fun with it. Okay, this one is going to go right in here. I'm going to push that down. There we go. I'm going to pull this around. I'm going to give it a little bit of movement again. So what I mean by movement is they're all sticking straight up, and I just want to kind of bend them down a little bit just so they look like they are kind of growing, if you will, so they're not so structured. Okay, I love this. This arrangement is making me super happy. Right in here, I've got the gold, and I've got a lot of the light pink, but I do have one more of the dark. So I'm going to go ahead and work this beauty in right in there. I'm going to cut it just a little bit shorter. I don't need the height off of this one, so I'm going to go ahead and nip it down just so we can fill in with the ivory and that blush pink a little bit better. Kind of give it a little bit more of a contrast, a little depth in that area. So right in there is where it needs to go. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a little movement as well. There we go. That is so beautiful. It looks so pretty. You know what? I know that the camera angle is not doing it justice. I will definitely put a picture with it up on the mantle so you'll be able to see what we have going on here. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving it. Love it so much. Okay, this one here, I think I'm going to plug another one of these in here. Right in there. And then I'm going to do another one right in here. Okay, now I'm looking at this and I'm loving it so much. And I have a spot right in here. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this yellow one. Pull it out. And I'm going to move it over right in here. Now that's better. Now I can kind of pull this one around. And I wanted this to kind of hang down a little bit with the rest of them there. I wanted that. Let me look at this. I need to break it up a little bit more. I have a saturation of a lot of pink right here. And as luck would have it, sweet friends, I've got one more of the white. I got two of the pink and one of the white left. So let's just go ahead and see about how tall that needs to be. I'm going to snip it off right about there. If I need to snip off more, I can always do that. And I think this guy's going to go right in here. It's going to play really nicely with his friends right in here. Yeah, there we go. That's gorgeous. Okay, and the little bud, I love that. Okay, you guys. This is so gorgeous. I do want another pink right in here. I need to break this ivory up. Like I said, I know I apologize that it is hard to see with the camera angle the way it is, but I will definitely grab a picture and share it with you guys so you can see it, what it looks like on the mantle. There we go. I just added that little pink one there. I'm gonna turn this sweetie around and see what we have. I think it's gorgeous. And it's not so structured. Do you guys see what I mean when I say it's not so structured? It's got some movement, it's got some, you know, wonkiness to it, and that's what I like. When I do flower arrangements, I want it to almost feel like you went out in your garden and you picked a big bouquet of flowers and you just kind of organically arranged them. That's kind of that's how I like my flower arrangements to be. I don't want them to be like super structured. So this one is gonna look so pretty up on the mantle. I think I'm gonna turn it all the way around. Look at that. I know, it looks crazy, but it is absolutely gorgeous from my vantage point. This guy is a winner. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous winner. So there you go. I mean, this is so pretty from all sides, but this is pretty much how it's going to be up on the mantle with my, we've got our beautiful heart garland. And then we're going to work on a beautiful Valentine's Day sign that's going to go on the mantle as well. And we're going to have the most beautiful, really gorgeous, you know, sophisticated looking mantle for my house. So I hope this inspires you to maybe do some floral arranging in your house. You guys see how easy I put this together. It only took a few minutes. So there you go, sweet friends. There's my tips and tricks for today. If you like this video, make sure that you give me some thumbs up. Talk with you later. I can't wait to share the next idea with you guys. Until next time, do something kind for yourselves, and I'll check back with you soon.